Crafty Friends, and Collins here for Pajama Crafter Stamps. Today we're going to create this adorable encouragement card. Let's go over the products I used. I used the Just Married stamp set. This stamp set has 4 images, 6 sentiments. It has the card, the little cans, the hearts, and the cluster of flowers, which is so cute and very versatile. You have sentiments like love always, just married, we still do, congratulations, which can be used all year long, and wishing you all the best on your new journey. May all roads bring you joy and happiness, which we'll be using today. This is a bundle, so you get the dies with it. The dies cut out the images, so you have 4 dies included: the carve and the little clusters, the cans, hearts, and flowers. We'll be using the Spring Plaid double-sided paper pad. This is perfect. It has soft pink colors, but there are some colors of plaid here that can be used for holidays and such. Think outside the box. Today we're using this blue and yellow type plaid here. And I have a panel of white cardstock that I've ink blended. So I used my Distress Oxides for this. And I have tumbled glass, scattered straw, and saltwater taffy. For my road, see on the bottom here, I used black soot. Let me grab them here, sorry. Black soot and hickory smoke. I used the black soot on the outer perimeter and then hickory smoke in the middle. I have some black cardstock and my card base here. Here are my images. I stamped and die cut them off screen just to save us a little time today. And so I'm just going to use the car and this one cluster of flowers. Now it's meant to be like coming out, but you'll see how I change it. And I have an action wobbler. So I also have my embellishment tray here with some matte black confetti. All right, I'm putting this to the side. Get everything out of my way so we can start coloring. Wait a minute. Let me hold on. Get this right. Leave the images, put everything else aside. All right, I'm going to bring in my Olo markers to color this. I'm going to color this with alcohol-based markers. I have some yellows for the flowers, some blue-greens for the vehicle, and along with some grays. And I have a little bit of pink for the other flower. I'm going to start with my leaves as soon as I grab my clipboard here, because I like to color on a clipboard. All right. I'm going to start out with my leaves, and I use G51, which is like a soft green, and then I'll move on to my center of my flowers, Y023. This is like a yellowy orange, so it gives you that darker center. And then I have some yellow colors. I have 2 shades. I'm going to do 2 shades of yellow and 2 shades of pink. So my lightest yellow is 1.2. And then I'll show you the darker. It's barely dark. It's just to give a little contrast. And then the dark is Y2.2. And I'm just doing around the centers, nothing fancy. I'm not even ink blending this. There we go. I just missed a spot. All right, and then for our reds, I'm using 5.1. It's my lightest, and 5.3 is my shadowy darkest. This is, like I said, simple coloring here. If you don't have alcohol markers, have color pencils, that can be used as well. Just think of what you're most comfortable, your favorite coloring medium. So there are flower clusters, and now we're going to move on to our vehicle. I'm going to start with the blue greens that I'm using for the car. I'm using blue BG 2.1 and BG 2.3. I start out with a 2.3 just to indicate where my darkest shadows would be. And I just trace them, nothing fancy. If you want really good technique teaching you how to color, I'd recommend you watch Joy. She teaches alcohol coloring. She uses with her Copic markers. She has a lot of good information. She's really good at coloring. She also has in the store shop a little printable that you can get. So that helps you, teaches you steps on coloring. Okay, so now I'm going to blend it out with my letter marker. I'm going to go in again with the darkest, and I'm just outlining, just simple outlining like you did when you were coloring in your coloring book as a kid. That's it. I'm doing that just to keep it simple. Going around the tail lights, and then I blend it in with the lighter. This makes for quicker coloring as well. Get that going. And I believe I'm done, yes. So now I'm going to do the grays, which would be our bumper and our tires. For my grays, I'm going to bring in CG3, CG5, and CG7, which are cool grays. So I start out with the darkest on my tires here, which is the CG7. And then I just use the 5 here because they're tires. You want them as dark as possible. And then blend that out. For our bumpers and everything else gray, I do my darkest is the CG5, and then I blend out with the CG3. Again, I'm keeping everything really simple. Just the edges, and then those little, I don't know what you want to call them, the little wing things around. I guess it's like for the trunk, the handle. So there you go. And then I blend that with the gray, the lighter gray. So I go back in for my tail lights, and I bring in the Y2.2, which is like a mid yellow. And I know this is not exactly colors for tail lights, but I didn't want to bring in anything really dark like red or anything else like that. So I kept it simple with the yellows. All right. And then I have to color our license plate. I'm going to go with this lighter pink just to keep it blending. There we go. That's all set. And I need to get a color for my glass. So I ran over and got B0.2 because I usually put like the blue green really light, but that's the color of our car. So I needed something else to be the glass. So there are our colored images. And now I can bring in the rest of the parts of our card. So I laid this on here, and that white was like really showing. So I'm going to use that same blue that I used for the glass, and I'm going to color the little white spaces between the flowers. This way I can blend it in better into the background so it doesn't stick out so much, since I'm placing it here next to the blue section of our sky. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment directly onto this panel. I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink. You could use Nocturne ink, these will work really good on top of your Distress Oxides. So I'm going to go ahead and center this here. Let me pull it towards myself because I need to see it up close. And to do so, I need to bring it closer to me. So I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to ink this up, and it's a nice sentiment. And I'm just going to bring in my pet press to, give a little pressure, to not too much pressure, so that we get a nice even coverage of our sentiment. And I stamped it twice. Okay, so now our sentiment is on there. Now it's time to start putting our card together. Grabbing some foam adhesive, I'm only going to pop up our flowers. Our car will have the wobbler. So let me get the backing here off. Now we can start adhering all our layers. So I have black because I'm giving this to some guys. So I wanted to keep the colors a little more masculine. So that's why I pulled the plaid that had the blue yellows on it, matting it with black. The sky is, the sky can have pink in it, sunsets and such. And a few flowers, guys like flowers too, would be fine. It still keeps it nice and masculine. All right, so now I'm going to adhere this top panel. There we go. Leaving the nice border of our plaid sticking through. Making sure everything's there. And then our card should sit right here. So my little cluster, I want it up here like that. Now these little clusters are supposed to be like coming out of the tailpipe, but it's okay. You can use them however you like. So for the actual marble, it's so simple. You remove the adhesive and you press it down onto the image you want it to wobble. Then you remove the other adhesive on the other side, and that's what you press onto your card. So you press it there. I like to gently press it at first. So if I need to make any adjustments, I can. So I'm going to adjust it here. Give me one sec. Once I have it, then I go underneath the image and press really hard. And now we action wobbled. All right, so I'm going to add my decorative pieces, which elements, which I have black confetti, pulling in more of the black like the matte. I'm just going to put 5 all together, 2 near the sentiment, and a little cluster down by the road. I don't want to over embellish this card. There we go. So Joy carries the action wobbles, so I will be sure to put that link in the description for you. They're so much fun to create your interactive cards. Okay, so here's our finished card. There it is wobbling. I love it because it looks like the car is really going down the road. All right, so today we used the following. We used the Spring Plaid 6x6 paper pad, which was double-sided, and the Just Married stamp set, which comes with this coordinating dies. It comes with 4 dies just to cut our images. You know what would be better if I showed you the stamp the correct way. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Again, it's the stamp and the coordinating die bundle. I will have everything linked for you in the description box below. These are affiliate links for me, no extra cost to you, but will help me. Thank you so much for being here. It's another look at our card, and I hope you found some inspiration. Don't forget to like and subscribe.